Here we go. Good evening, good evening, good evening, or good morning, or good afternoon, depending on what time zone you're chiming in from and where you're listening to. I'm so excited to have you all here tonight. I'm just going to wait just a minute or two here. Okay. So let's dive right in because it is Wednesday evening here. It is 7 o'clock, and I have had the absolute honor and pleasure of being out doing body scans for people today, body signaling scans, and it has been an incredible day. And then I get to end it with a very special guest here tonight that I'm so excited to share with you. So, first and foremost, thank you for joining episode number 4 of every single Wednesday, different times throughout the day, but every single Wednesday we have Wellness Wednesday where we are spotlighting or shining the light on women in our communities, in and around our countries as well too. It's not just limited to here to New Brunswick. I have incredible women that I've had the absolute pleasure of meeting and spotlighting what it is that they're doing, how they're using their special gifts to help support other women or children, or men, but they are showing up with their gifts. And I just love the opportunity to bring people on to share with you because this is how we build our community. And community is very important to me. Community, whether it's online community or in-person community, it's very important because as human beings, we have the opportunity to spread, influence, and inspire beautiful connections and highlight the work that each of us is doing. So tonight, without further ado, I have Angelique Binet here with me tonight. And I absolutely love this gal. We met each other a few years back at an event, and the rest is history from there. I absolutely love what she embodies, what she does, how she helps to support women from various aspects. I'm not going to give it all away because I'm going to just turn it over to Angelique and ask Angelique to share with us who she is, a little bit about her, and we're just going to have a good old coffee chat. So grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your water, whatever it is you're drinking. Yeah, sit back and enjoy. Angelique, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. It's such a pleasure to have you on again.
It was my little treat of the day. I knew that at the end of the day, I would have this time with you. It feels like going home.
Oh, bless you.
Plus, we do it publicly like this because we love being visible. And that's what you and I, we share, right? In different ways. So in a nutshell, I am also living where Catherine lives in Canada, in the same province of Canada. And I am a online visibility strategist that is really dedicated to women. And I work with a lot of women who are going through menopause because I know you talk a lot about menopause. And when you have a business and you are the marketer of your business, the salesperson of your business, it can actually have a toll on you. And so these discussions happen during our coaching calls sometimes with my clients. So my background, I bring 30 years of communicating with weird humans because we all have our weird, right, as humans.
We do.
So whether you're politicians, that was, a part of my communication work. Before that, I was a TV reporter. So talk about visibility fears. The first time you are in front of,
Wow.
millions of people watching you. And what if I say the wrong number, the wrong name? What if I forget what's important? So all those, if you see the thread in terms of visibility, led me to marketing, advertising, and then to at the bottom of everything, you need a voice, whether you're in the news, in a press conference, or you have your business and you have your own broadcasting channels. Like you have your own TV, I have my own TV. Now, like, come on, we're in an era, we're so blessed. We have all the tools. So don't tell me that it's hard. It's free if you can pay your phone bills, right? That's
yes.
But no kidding. You have to pay your bill. And then if your country has connections, right? So I think 70% also or so of the world is connected. There are still so many women and other people, but we're talking about women here that don't have a voice of their own yet because of communication technologies. So just in the name of that, if you have a message yourself and you have the connection and you have a phone, we have no excuses. That would be where I start today.
Except for all the inner work that has to happen to get to that voice.
Yes. And, something that is very important, whatever we're going to be talking about, the inner work is not the excuse for not showing up.
Right.
I see too much of that. And that was me. Oh, I need to do my healing before I do this. No.
Right. Nope.
It happened at the same time. And it's because of entrepreneurship, actually, that I got to that part of the healing personally. That was my journey. Like, I resisted that part for many years. I spent so much, hundreds of thousands of dollars in business coaches and marketing coaches programs, and we all do. And the last piece, that I didn't touch was, but who am I? Who am I? Who's that? What is it? What's wrong with you? Nothing. But that's when I really paired marketing and sales with the healing process, because every limitation we have for ourselves, even in organization, you don't have to even be an entrepreneur to feel that. I see that because I'm part of teams, corporate teams. If you bring your own limitations to the table at your organization, you're actually limiting the whole team, right? So healing needs to happen in the corporate world too.
100%.
How did we get there? But the point is, healing, yes, but not stopping showing up in the name of healing, because that was my culprit for a long time. When you wait to be that everything is aligned to do your first move and do your first sales or having a conversation with someone you can help as an entrepreneur, it's every action that we do navigating the healing that is becoming the embodiment of the new identity you're building as you're navigating your healing, right? It's just awareness. So that's kind of what I do. So I think everybody understand now that we find clients on the internet and we find our visibility inside of ourselves as well, so that we can not stop anymore. And actually, I think, the more I read data around, we hear a lot about lack of confidence with women. Like, the data shows that it's not about the confidence. And it's about the fact that our nervous system has been trained to see visibility as a threat. Yeah. So when you look back to ancient times, or, centuries ago and a few decades ago and a few days ago, you still see that. And so that's one of the main kind of background that I see. Like, we need to untether from generational trauma around this. Like, not long ago, we were hanged because we were sharing our truth. And some people are still hanged in the world sharing their voice, right? 100%. So this is what we carry. But it doesn't mean that it has to stop us, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'll stop there, because I know it.
No, it's okay. I love that topic. And I wrote that down, Angelique, because, every time I do one of these interviews with women, I want to make sure that we're highlighting I call them my nuggets of gold. And when you said, our nervous system sees visibility as a threat, that has been ingrained in us, like you said, from generation upon generation upon generation. And then you have, the big wide open, social media, all this stuff, and you see how, people are bullied and this, that, and the other thing. And of course, it makes you want to become smaller and smaller. But yet, each and every one of us has been given a gift. And the world needs those gifts to come forward now more than ever, right? So I absolutely love what you do, because you're helping women to overcome, and helping even in health and wellness, right? We talk about that. I mean, you're part of our vital health, team as well too. And, nervous system regulation is such a huge item
Well, this is
for
everything, right?
it really is. It's the it and I didn't realize even myself until I started going through some, other forms of healing, this past year, year and a half, just how much my nervous system was absolutely stuck in that, fight, flight, fight, fight. Just, there wasn't even a person underneath that. It was just a doer, right? And so once you start to uncover the areas of your nervous system that needs that support, oh my goodness, the healing that happens, and it's fast because it's recognition, right? It's the recognition and the aha moments, but then also having the support there to to help move you forward in that. But there's not a woman or a man, that goes online that gives a speech for the very first time or maybe the 50th time that's not nervous, that, your insides and your cells are, shaking a little bit. But I heard one time somebody refer to that, and maybe it was you, that that's just your cells clapping for you because you're facing something you were nervous about, right?
It was not
But
me, but that's so cute. I can just see it. Blah, blah, blah.
little cells are like, yay, they're celebrating you because you're doing it, right? But anyhow, I digress. But thank you for saying that because that is really important. Nervous system sees visibility as a threat.
Yes, and so the thing is, it's everything that we want and desire, especially as a business owner, is outside of what we have currently, right? So that means, we have to go from what we call the comfort zone to the discomfort zone, and everything we desire, even in relationships, in sex life, in everything, this is outside of what we know. So we have to step into the unknown. And that's the part that is, for the body, it's like, well, you've been like not saying a word for the last 30 years. You're not going to share your voice now because we're going to die. That's as simple. It doesn't do the difference between danger and fear, right? So that's why a big element that I love to teach in the work we do is to dance with your fears. We have 6 dances. And so if there is no fear, there is no growth. And I just interviewed on my podcast someone who is the head of a port authority in New Brunswick. And I wanted to hear from her because talk about a male dominated place, right?
Yeah.
So I wanted to know more about how did she navigate exactly what we're talking about. And, she actually mentioned what you just mentioned, but she calls it the butterflies.
Wow.
They're clapping for you to say, girl, you're going to open your mouth and you're going to say it or you're going to do it or whatever. You're going to take that nano action and you're going to close that deal. So you see that a lot in business around, reach outs. So this today in our community, we have every Wednesday, we do what we call the visible hour. So what I've learned, and I hope it's going to serve whoever is listening to us, is that knowing is not, it's not, if you don't do it, it's nothing, right? So literally, I find that to help the nervous system to do it as a group, something that is perceived as danger by the nervous system, if you start taking nano actions towards it as a group, like the peer vibration, then you see the other one do it, so you're gonna do it. Like there is a sense of safety that happens. So we've been doing that every Wednesday at lunch for 60 minutes. We sell together. So selling is reaching out to people, responding to private message, asking people to join us on a call, offering whatever we have to offer. Like we have a kind of a structure around it. And one of the students at lunch, she said, and she has a multi-million-dollar company, and you would think that because you have a big company, no, it's at every level. Okay, so don't fool yourself.
Because at every level, whether you are just starting out, whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or a new entrepreneur, it does not matter. And as you evolve into these other positions, you need more of that, right? Because now you're dropping another old identity and creating a new one. So thank you for saying that, Angelique, because
Yeah.
sometimes people think, oh, well, I'm just a small little entrepreneur. I don't need
Uh-uh.
that. Yes, you do. Or like you said, a multi-million-dollar earner, you still absolutely, we all need that.
Yes.
So thank you for saying
Yeah.
that. So yeah, so please keep going. What did she say?
And so she said, oh, so last week we did it, and out of 10 reach out, she got 2 new customers. So, depending on your average deal, 1 hour of your week, 10 outreach of breathing, and then 2 new contracts. So she told me today, it's funny how the more you do it, the more it becomes like, of course, this is what we do. I'm a business. I sell.
Right.
And the other kicker that I do for myself is if I was hired by my company, which I am, and I was part of the sales team, would they keep me or not?
Oh,
This one hurts.
oh, I like the question. I like that question.
Because if you know how a sales team work, you don't sell, you're gone. So why don't we do the same as solopreneurs? That's why I don't want you to hide behind your healing. You got to sell, healing or not. So that's something that I want to, because each
Love
time
that.
I
My brain is still going. I'm like, ooh, I really like that one. Ooh, I really, really like that one, Angelique. I gotta write
yeah,
that one down.
and someone else, and I want to give that, because I find the more you give example, the more you can identify or not with what we're talking about. But my son is a sales car person. So if you don't sell a car, you don't get a penny to eat. That's it, right? Like anything. But so we have this conversation, and now we're like, okay, how many people did you reach out? So, hundreds, dozens, like it's not just 2, right? You got to go out there.
Right.
So whatever the number you want to give yourself, like how many people am I going to talk to today? And it doesn't mean that you have to talk to them and say, buy this, buy that. It's starting
No.
the conversation, Now, it's not just starting the conversation. You have to move the needle, right? Don't hide
Right.
behind I talked to 5 people today. There is talking and talking.
Talking with purpose and without.
So I just want to bring that because I am, a certified neuroidentity evolution practitioner, though I take this neuroscience and nervous system things and feeling your emotions and learning that's another topic. But I am very strict on having your butt on the chair and do the work of a salesperson as well. And so I didn't used to speak like this, but I'm using my voice. And tonight I said, well, it's a disservice from so many people online that are saying that if you take care of your inner world, then everything's gonna work in your business. It works together.
Yeah. It's
Everything,
not separate.
the embodiment is in the action taking, right? So I wanted to share that because I see it, and I know that sometimes we need those little reminders. Did I talk to someone today about my work?
Right.
What are we tolerating in our businesses in the name of, I don't feel like it?
Yeah. And you're just hitting on so many things. My brain is firing here because
That's how you and we work together, even when we're not online, by the way.
yeah, this is what Angelique and I do. We have these epiphany moments, and then we get excited about it, and then we work through it. It's just, you've said so many wonderful things, so that I know that a lot of women, not just women, people in general.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's about permission. Like you said, you are an entrepreneur, you have something that you're selling. It doesn't matter if it's a physical product or if it's courses or whatever it is, you have something you're selling. And for some people, the word sales, it's a trigger, right?
Yeah.
It's an emotional trigger. But also there's over 8 million people in the world. And those people need the gift that you're bringing forward.
Yeah.
So being able to, I guess, embody, like you said, embody and be okay with just doing the work, but sometimes too, and something that I've also realized through my own healing is we get so comfortable with the version of ourself that we're used to. And in order to become somebody new, you have to let the old version die. You have to,
Yeah.
because the old version can't come to the new place you're going. It can't. Right. And that also has to die away. So, anyways, I know I'm rambling, Angelique, but there was a
No.
couple of key things again that you keep saying that I know just from being an entrepreneur myself now for the last, 8 years. There's shifts and things that you have to go through, and you have to meet yourself because it is you against you. And you
Mm.
have to meet yourself with so much honesty in your work and in what you're doing, how you're approaching things, and why you're approaching things, or maybe not doing things that you know you should be doing to move the needle in your business. But you have to become really honest and open with yourself to do that. And if you can't, then you definitely need support in order to be able to do that. And even myself, I need support to do that. And I'm not saying I'm
Mm.
perfect because the Lord knows I'm not. But you learn new ways of yourself, and it's exciting. I think that's the one thing I want to share with people too, is that as you learn a new skill and you master that, and oh my goodness gracious, it's so exciting. And I'm going to use an example, Angelique, if you don't mind, and then I'll pass it back over to you. But, when I started thermography way back in, 2019, at end of 2019, early 2020, I often used to say, oh my goodness gracious, I so wish that those first women in the first, 3 to 6 months that I scanned, I wish I could have been able to bring them all back and rescan them again, because you know what? 2 years later, 3 years later, well, I had that much more knowledge. I had that much more information. Right? Because again, when you first start, you're learning, and everybody gets that. You're learning. You're going to maybe not show up with the zest that you might envision yourself to be, but that future version of yourself she's already there. She's just waiting for you to continue moving that needle, to continue showing up to say yes. That's all I want
Yeah.
to share. Thank you.
Yeah.
But Angelique, one question for you is, I would love for you to say it again. The certification that you have, the neuro
Identity
linguist
evolution
identity.
framework. Yes.
Say that again.
It's a big, long word. I am a certified neuro identity education. Oh, shoot, I'm getting it wrong too. Neuro identity evolution framework. So basically,
Okay.
what it says, in a nutshell, it's nothing new, but the way that I bring it to you is what makes the difference with you going to uh, Tony Robbins, go to Oprah, go to Mel Robbins, it's kind of the beauty of how it's been put together and shared. It's it's magic. That's why I call it magic with social media.
Right.
But basically, it's using everything that is neuroscience, nervous system regulation, metacognition, and spirituality, energy work, like energy, together.
And
In the
just
name,
pulling it all together.
yes. So it's literally based on fear. How do you dance with your fears? And it's not just a nice word, dancing with your fears. It's literally, nervous system based, right? But for me, what it changed in my life is that now I will never see a fear anymore like a stop. And sometimes you would hear me if you were by my side in my office or somewhere walking, and I realized that there is a fear of some kind. And now then I take over my mind. It's like, okay, fear equal next move. And then I'm like, oh my God, I need to bring my body with me. It's not from the head, it's from the body. So there is a lot of things that I teach, how you tame your body to leap, to whatever is that move that scares you, that you've been avoiding, or that it's, sometimes we have deadline, we have to make choices. So now I have this that I apply to everything. And I think that's why, and it allowed me to live the dream that I'm living, like, becoming a TEDx speaker. Like, I'm from a little farm in France, 250 people in the village, and I was called the dirty butt for my whole childhood.
What were you called?
A dirty butt because of the dirt from the farm.
Yes, yes, yes.
I know. So that girl, she did a TEDx in the US and she wrote 2 books. Like, the little girl there, now I'm able to see, but I remember when I was a little girl, I knew there was something big for me, but I had no clue. Like, I literally was in the field with my cat and my dog, and everybody was saying, or my perception of it, was that once you are at the farm, you stay at the farm, you're nobody. You're nobody.
Wow.
Don't even consider to study in Paris. This is for people who are rich. Well, guess what? The girl went to Paris. That's how it started. But back then, I didn't know that it was kind of the universe making the thing, right?
Wow. Yep.
And then, and then Canada. One of my dreams as a little girl was to be a journalist. And, at 8 years old, we went to Paris with my parents for a concert for a kid singer. It was like the big deal. We would never barely go to Paris. And then I saw that singer on the stage, but then at the time it was those huge cameras because it was live on TV with the cord, like kilometers of cords and huge. And I was like, oh, wow. I was looking at them and I was like, I would love this to be me. Bang! Canada! 12 years of being a TV reporter, and I was a VJ. So I was doing the recording, I was doing the interviewing, the editing, everything. So
wow.
Watch for what you want, because it's happening.
Absolutely. And I had the exact same epiphany here probably about a month ago.
Okay.
I shared it with Brooke Nieves, and I don't mind sharing it. So Brooke, we work with her at Vital Health, and I shared with her. I was so excited one day because I finally had the epiphany, the breakthrough. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have been praying for this my whole life. I wanted to be able to be on a stage of some sort. I didn't know what it meant as far as the stage goes, but it was about helping to influence and inspire people. That's all I've ever wanted. That's all I've ever prayed for, is just use me as a vessel. How do I help influence, inspire people to be better versions of themselves, to know that they are so much more than what they are told that they are, right? Because we have an inner being. This is just, I call this our grocery bag that we carry around the goods in, because the goods are the soul and the spirit. And so I've been praying for that forever and a day. And then all of a sudden I had an epiphany, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I am doing exactly what I love. I love herbs and plants. I love the properties of the healing of the body and supporting the body. But, Vital Health has given me the stage I do, podcasts. I'm on the AM Power podcast, a couple times a month. I'm on different calls and I'm presenting and I'm helping and supporting. And all of a sudden I had the same epiphany as you. And I'm like, holy smokes, be careful what you wish for. You'll get it.
Yeah. Right? And you travel even to speak.
And I travel, and and it's absolutely beautiful, right? To be able to look back on those little versions of ourselves where we were, and like where you were, you were a little girl in a very small community with a big dream. But we're all those little versions of ourselves, but we had to do different things to get to the version we are today. And guess what? Everybody listening, I want you to know something too. You have survived every version of yourself. You didn't die. The world didn't fall apart, right? You survived every version that you were because you had to push through it. When we're born as an infant, we become a toddler, and then, you become, a little other mini version of an adult, and then adolescent, and then a teenager, and then an adult, and all those versions of ourselves, we can ebb and flow into them. It's just how much I guess for me it's always been, how much do I want to push to learn more about the best version of myself that I can be.
It's funny you say that, because I express it almost similarly. I say, how good can it get? That's what I want to know before I die.
Right. How much better can this be?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. I could talk to you for hours in a
I know.
day,
It's already,
and
oh my God.
our poor listeners, like you are hearing us, and listeners, this is why I love this, right? Because we're showing up true, vulnerable as we are, no script. It's at the end of a day. We're still excited about our life and what we're doing because we still have that happy energy. And hopefully that is transpiring with you. But also, Angelique tried to encompass tonight just a little bit of what she does, because what she does is so huge. And I have had the pleasure of talking to other women that she's helped and seen the success they've had, not just with their businesses, but the success in their own individual lives and who they've become as people, and what they're bringing out into the world as well too, because of some of the things, the training that Angelique does. So all that to say, Angelique, I'm pretty sure you have a very special opportunity to review with our listeners tonight. And I was pretty excited once I learned what Angelique has put out there. I think you put it up there yesterday. When I learned about it this morning, I was like, oh my gosh, this is huge. So I'm not going to say anything else, but Angelique, you want to share with our listeners what the opportunity
Yes.
is?
And before I share, I just want you to observe, if you're watching us, that what I'm about to share is actually what I like the most about my work. So,
Oh, perfect.
in your business, what do you love doing? That's how I chose to bring that at the forefront. So, when I work with private clients, there is one exercise that I call the Who the F You Are Authority Lab. And so, this is literally me bringing the TV reporter with the TEDx speaker, with the AI user, because all of you are using or will be using AI, and AI needs to be fed very well if you don't want to sound like everyone else. And and it brings, most importantly, the real you. So when I used to do that, and I still do that with my private clients, I would interview them, and I could give the details, but I don't want to give everything, but I want to give you enough so that you understand what it is. Most of the female entrepreneurs who have offers, so they either don't talk about it online, or if they do, it sounds like really like an offer. It's not appealing. The minute you let me interview you about your offer, about what you do, where you're coming from with your business, who you serve, there is a magic that happens. So I capture all of that. And then after that, I transform all of this into content for you, video clippets that you use, that is evergreen because it's the truth of who you are as a business owner, as a woman, as a transformational agent in this world with the work you do through your business. So you can use those clippets forever. And the woman, when I send them the clippets, she said, "Did I say that? Who said that?" All of them.
I love it.
I didn't made it up. This is you on the camera. Like, I have this gift. You were talking about gifts. Let me interview you. So it's over 3 months. I have 3 types of interviews. I'm going to juice you big time. And it's one-on-one, and it's done for you. So I usually don't do that. It's going to be a lot of work for me, but I feel that with the world of AI, that is extraordinary, transforming everything. The thing you don't want to give up on is your message.
That's right. You. Yeah.
So this is my offer. And if you want to learn more about it, you can just book a call with me. I have a link with, it's called a visibility audit that links to my calendar. And we can discuss, because it's not for everyone. It depends on where you are at in your business. Or maybe you're a female leader, because I'm thinking that this could be the type of interview that could be for a female intrapreneur. Those women, like you probably were that type of woman in the corporation you were working with. You were the leader, like building the team, and you had a message. I think that would work for that type of woman as well, who wants to leave a digital footprint about the work she does through the corporations, right? I love interviewing people. That's why I love those videos we do. But you're going to be like blushing of hearing yourself talk about how you
Mhm.
change the world. That's guarantee. And it's called the
So,
who the
so
heck
yes.
who the heck you are authority bundle. Okay. And what I'm
Ooh, who you are, the authority bundle. Is this what this call is called?
yeah, the who the F you are authority bundle. Now, some of you are in New Brunswick, and I don't know about other provinces, but here we have a lot of funding. So when I build proposals for women entrepreneurs, I change the title depending on who we go to. But this is really who the F you are. And one of the things you have is that I have mine on here. It's a page that has, when a minister goes out, or a president or a head of state, they go out to the media, they have their bullet points. What is the thing you need to make sure you say each and every time? You're going to have this because you are the CEO of your business, girl.
Mhm.
So that's one of the components. Because I
Okay.
see, you're not just a realtor, you're not just a coach. Like, you are the coach who believes and stands for something.
Right.
We want to hear you. And yes, fear will be there. Otherwise, it's not worth it.
Awesome. Okay, so this is an opportunity to work with Angelique over 3 months, is what I've heard, right? I
Yes,
want to make sure
3 months.
it's over 3
Yeah.
months.
We meet 4
And
times and I do the work. Some people tell me, oh, I don't have time. Well, you just need 4 times with me and then I'll do the work. So that's a part that is exceptional. And if you were to hire a copywriter, a strategist, a videographer, they would charge you a minimum of 15K for each, right? What I'm offering is crazy, actually. The more I talk about it, I'm like, what are you doing? But 10 people. I'm going to do that for 10 women. 10
okay.
courageous, brave, bold women. And then
Okay.
I'll reevaluate after.
So when does it start?
Oh, now it's already, I have already 2 people who are really interested that we are in negotiation right now.
Okay. So
That,
potentially only 8 spots left.
yeah.
And once they're gone, they're gone.
Yes, especially at the rate that I'm doing it. That's,
Okay.
you're going to be my incubators. It could become a thing, but right now it's really because I want to do something very tangible. I see what's happening with AI right now, because what I didn't tell you is that everything that we do, you'll have the transcript. So you'll be able to feed your AI machines with the core essence of who you are, so that when you actually ask Claude or Gemini or ChatGPT, whatever you want to ask them, they don't derail.
Because they already have your essence.
Yes.
And that's so incredible, because AI can be so used for so much, good. It's just like everything else in the world, right? You can use it not so good, but being very specific with it. So that's fantastic, Angelique. I didn't understand that piece of this program that you're offering. This is amazing. Okay. So 8 spots left. And we're going to post, just so everybody knows, we're going to post the link to this opportunity in the comment section underneath this video on my page. And then Angelique, you can please follow her on her page as well too. She's got a lot of great stuff out there. I've learned so much just following her. And then you'll post it there.
Yeah.
And
it's a call. It's a 15-minute call we're gonna have. Where I'm gonna be asking you, what is your business? What are you trying to accomplish? And that I'm very transparent. So if I see that I cannot help you, then I'll tell you. But if I feel excited, I'll tell you too. And I won't give up until you say yes.
I love it, because there's an energy connection. It's a flow, right? And when it's right, it's right.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
just for everybody listening, again, remember, by having a 15-minute call with Angelique doesn't mean that you're signing up for this. It just means that you're exploring with Angelique if this is a right fit for you and for her. And if it is, then there's magic that's going to happen with Social Media Lab.
Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
So
exactly.
anything else you want to share about the program? Are we talking the crazy ass price that you're giving?
Talking about what?
Are you sharing the crazy ass price that you're giving this away for, Angelique?
So right now, so I told you that is crazy because right now when you work with me, I guess it's in the five figures, right? Privately. So I have a founding rates for the first 10 women. The first five ones actually are 5K. And then after that we go to 7K. Then after that we go higher and it doesn't stop because I have other plans. You know, if I enjoy it after 10 experiences, I have a big plan. And as we said earlier, when we start visualizing what it could look like, it
It's
could
going to
happen.
get bigger. Yeah.
But I give
And these
myself
people
that
have the
space.
opportunity to come in being part of that group. And I think that's just an amazing, amazing price. And then on top of that, just for anybody, if you didn't hear it, if you are in New Brunswick, I know other provinces have different things, but if you are in New Brunswick, there is funding available for up to 75% of this to be paid. Just when you talk to Angelique, she will guide you on that, right, Angelique, and how
Yeah.
they can go about applying for
And
that.
there is
I actually had
different.
that in my
Yeah.
business before. I've taken a few courses where, I had government funding to help support my education. So again, guys, it's up to 75% off. And this is absolutely crazy because I know that I personally know how expensive some of these courses are, but I also know the heart and the soul that Angelique puts into everything that she does and every person who works with her. Sorry, you go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, you see it in your feed right now, what's happening, right? So when you're gonna be with your clippets, with your energy, with your beautiful wrinkles, with your beautiful aging body, because that's a thing. I work with a lot of women who are like my age and beyond. And for whatever reason, we think that because we don't have our skin super um, shiny and 20 years old looking, we don't deserve to be on camera.
No, that
No,
is not okay.
right? So I'm here to serve your soul, okay? Through your business, because I believe that women, they run businesses that are the vessel of their mission on earth.
Mhm. Well said. Well said. Ooh, I love that one. I love that. The vessel here on earth. I love that, Angelique. Okay, so we're going to end this pretty soon. So I just want to do a recap real quick. This is the Who the F You Are Authority Bundle. And it is open for 10 courageous, beautiful women who want to make sure that 2026 is a year that they will not forget because they are going to evolve into the message of who they are and the spirit of who they are. They're going to work with you. You're doing most of the work, They just have to show up and have conversations with you 4 times.
Yes, that's it.
4 times.
Yeah,
You're going to help them with the whole integration with AI, their essence, who they are, so they can hit the ground running on top of other things that you're doing with them. Because, guys, these are just a couple of the highlights of
yeah,
this program that she's doing. And you've got potentially just 8 spots left. And once the 10 spots are gone, they're gone.
they're
And
gone. Yeah, and the price goes
this,
up. It doesn't go
and
down.
the price, right. And the price goes up. So for the first 10, it's 5K.
Five
After
K
that,
for
it
the
goes,
five, then seven, then after that we go up. Right?
okay.
I give like an extra bonus for the first five women. Then after that we go to 7K between 5 and 10. So whoever, how do you say that? First come, first served.
Yeah, first come, first serve. So there you go. There you have it, ladies. All right, Angelique, I just adore you. You know that. And I love talking to you. And when we do, magic absolutely happens every single time. Just so everybody that's watching, I'm telling you, magic happens, right? When you start surrounding yourself with people that pull you in to be a better version of yourself, magic does happen. And so if you are watching tonight, you're excited, you've got, whether, like Angelique said, whether you're in corporate business, you're in a company, you're running your own company, or maybe you're just exploring the opportunity of becoming an entrepreneur, please do yourself a favor. Reach out to Angelique, have a 15-minute conversation. It doesn't cost you anything but 15 minutes of your time to have a one-on-one conversation with Angelique about your specific needs, about where you are. And I love this gal. So, Angelique, thank you so much for, coming from that little farm in France, having a big, bold idea and having the courage, though, to continue on your journey because now you give other women the courage that they need and the skill set they need to become the best versions of themselves in various aspects of their life. And I've seen that. And my hat's off to you. You're a beautiful soul. And just one last thing, too. Hats off to all the farmers that are out there, too, because it's definitely not an easy job.
Yep. Thank you
Much
so
love. Thank
much,
you so much.
Catherine. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Take care, everybody. Much love. Have a wonderful week.